Hi, I'm Smiley. I'm a digital artist, and today I'll be revenging some peoples for their art fight attack, but with a twist. I'm going to be clickbaiting these revenges by using the bad version of the drawing as the thumbnail. And when you click it, it will actually show the good version of the drawing. So when they see the thumbnail, it will be horrifying. I'll try to make it really uncanny, and once they click it, surprise, it's the polished and finished masterpiece. Alright, now we can get started. P.S. I might sound a bit sick, so please bear with me. The first OC is by this person. I picked this OC because she is so cute. I really love the little ponytail vibe. She actually reminds me of Mia from Skate Infinity. I haven't heard that name in a while, so oh my god. Which is why I instantly knew that I wanted to draw her, to give her that fun, energetic pose in the artwork. Fast forward to the line art, I went with the full body pose in the perspective, which made the piece way more interesting and gave her this playful vibe. My favorite part is her eating the ice cream. In her OC description, it says that she loves ice cream. So, of course, I had to make that the big focus in the artwork. Placing the flat colors as usual using your handy dandy lasso fill tool. Once I got all the flat colors done, it's time to add the lighting. I keep both flat colors and line art on the same layer, then pop up a new layer on top and set it to multiply. This will be the shadow layer. I just mess around with the different colors until one clicks. And once I'm happy with it, I tone down the opacity so it blends nicely. Okay, to plan out the lighting, I grab the lasso tool and start placing down the shadow to block where the light is gonna hit. Think of it like selecting the sections. In the lasso tool, as you can see, the first option lets you select the whole layer, the second option lets you to add the selection, and the third option removes it. So we're basically just carving out the areas where the light source will shine. I kept my lighting pretty simple, with the light source coming from above as usual. The tricky part was figuring out how the light source would hit the clothing, especially those wrinkles. I had to do a bit of guessing over there. To help, I broke things down into simple shapes like squares, circles, and triangles. Always remember to think your drawing as a 3D object, so you can imagine exactly where the light will hit. I'll probably have to do this in a whole separate video just to explain on lighting in details. Now, this is where the magic really happens. Up until now, we've been planning the light source. Now it's time to actually put it in. I usually use this airbrush eraser around 40 to 60% opacity. This creates that hard edge and soft edge effect, thanks to using the lasso tool and the airbrush method. If you're not sure what I mean, seriously, look it up. It's a total game changer. For visual learners, you can see I'm not pressing too hard or scribbling on the brush everywhere. I'm gently brushing to get that nice crease and fading off effect. Since the light source is coming from above, then the lighting naturally fades more as it gets closer to the bottom. I know my explanation isn't perfect because I'm not a professional, but this is a tip that I find very helpful. Honestly, just experiment a lot. Trial and error until something looks right to me. I'm mainly eyeballing the shadows on the clothing. Continuing around the process around the artwork since that one makes it easy when drawing the lighting. I left the face untouched at first because I really want to play around with it. I didn't have a super clear idea how I wanted the lighting to be, so I kept testing different possibilities until it felt right. For example, I wasn't too sure if I want that little lighting detail on the nose, but in the end, I decided to keep it. Now, finally rendering. I know some of you asked for a full rendering tutorial, but honestly, that's gonna come a lot later. The reason? Lighting makes the biggest difference. If I had to choose option better lighting or perfect rendering, I would rather pick lighting. Whoa, lock me up all you want, it's just my opinion. For this artwork, the rendering was mostly just blending and cleaning up the line work by going all over again. Next up, the clothes. Surprisingly, they turned out okay. I have a bit love and hate relationship in clothing, mostly because of the wrinkles they can make or break the piece. I kept going over the clothes, rendering until it looks right to me. I wasn't exactly following the physics of how clothing folds, will fall, but honestly, it worked out pretty well in the end. And now for the face and the hair, my absolute favorite part. Rendering the face and hair is not only the easiest for me, but the most enjoyable. I especially love working with eyes. For this piece, I sort of added this choppy blending effect around the pupils to give an expressive look. After finishing rendering the OC, I slapped in the masterpiece background. A plain solid color. Okay, I am not in the mood in drawing backgrounds. This year art fight is only 1 month long, and I don't really enjoy spending too much time on background, so I want to keep it chill and just focus on drawing the OCs. To make the background look less empty, I of course added some sparkles, and don't mind the slightly wonky ones. Of course, we're not done yet. It's time to add the main attraction. It's gonna be a chibi eating ice cream, of course, since the placement is literally perfect. I had so much fun ideas on how to draw her face. So, what did it end up looking like? Yeah. I mean, since it's ice cream, of course I had to make her lick it. Like, what else I could have done? Fun fact about me, I love drawing teeth. Like, seriously, they're very expressive. Just look at her teeth, that gives so much character to the chibi. After that, I finished our artwork with some stickers, but not showing it just yet until the final results. And now the moment you've been waiting for, here's the final results. The next OC is this man. I always love samurai characters. I really liked his color palette, accessories, and all the little details worked into his design. For the pose, I wanted something simple, just him looking up, since it's easy for me and it fits the vibe very well. And of course, adding perspective look into it. Now, onto the flat colors. I used lasso fill tool like always. And honestly, I was really excited to render this sketch already because it looked very, very clean. My inspiration for this is like manhwa art style. It's like they're very ethereal, beautiful, and like very outstanding. And also gave this more of a traditional and fantasy vibe that really sets into the storytelling in this OC. So I try to implement that type of art style into this OC since I thought it would fit very well with it. After all that, I dropped into simple shading. Adding shadows that are not too dramatic with the lighting this time. Just enough to set the form. I use a lasso fill tool to block out the shadows. Then it was on to the rendering. I started to clean things up and fixing the lines before really digging it in. I like to think this as a step as setting the foundation. Once the edges and shapes are clear, it makes the shading and details come together a lot smoother. After that, I slowly build up the rendering by looking the whole art piece at once, just layering things until it looks right. When rendering the clothing, I use simple shapes such as triangles, squares, and circles. Not really circles, more like semicircles, but mainly triangles. Triangles are the thing that I mainly abuse when trying to draw the clothing wrinkles. I honestly was just blocking some shadows using lasso fill tool, then blending a bit using a blending brush. And finally, the fun part, rendering rendering the abs. Yeah, this OC was totally not an excuse to practice drawing abs or anything. But seriously, I did want to practice them for education purpose, okay? And in the end, it turned out to be a solid rendering study. To add more depth, I use a multiply layer to push the shadows even more, especially around guess it. They just needed an extra detail. The main focus of this drawing was mainly just the upper body and the face, trying not to focus too much at near the bottom parts. I also noticed the character has some intricate details on the skin and clothing. I'll be honest, I got lazy. I just pasted a texture image on Pinterest and just pasted in. Because I didn't really want to draw all of it, the details from scratch. Don't call me out. But hey, it saves so much time for me at least. Finally, I was so excited to draw the chibi. I love working on this part especially. I thought it would be so adorable to draw a mini version of him sitting on his own shoulder. I also gave him a very stressful sweating expression, which ended up looking a little bit constipated. But honestly, that's what made it more fun and expressive. Lastly, I noticed that there was some animal associated with him reading his description. At first, I drew a cow beside his chibi, but later, rereading the character description, I realized a sheep would actually fit better. So last minute, I just swapped the cow for a sheep. At the very end, I added some overlayers, last minute adjustments, and some particles around. And with that, here are the final results. And now the last OC is Long Live the Chocolate. Love the username. They made this absolutely beautiful attack. Seriously, look at it. It is so creative. The best part is that they even put the DS, which hit me instantly in a nostalgic feeling. And get this, they also made a whole YouTube video, and it also includes attacking on me. Like me? Me? I was honestly kicking and blushing seeing myself included in someone's video. It's such a huge surprise. My jaw actually dropped, honestly. You should also definitely check them out. But other than that, I want to give them a proper revenge with a full body attack. So yes, the pose was kind of a struggle. She ended up looking like she was hitting the old man pose. It wasn't supposed to be like that. It meant to be more of a thoughtful thinking pose. The hand in her waist giving her a slightly sassy and confident vibe. But instead it looked like she had a broken back. So yeah, that happened. I had to use your handy dandy liquify tool to fix all the mistakes. One thing I really like is her really long braid. I love drawing long braids and really long hair, so it's super convenient for me. I had the braid swoop around her in a perspective look, which gave the piece this very dramatic effect. Then went ahead and placed on the flat colors using lasso tool. And right now, the flat colors looks really plain, which I was starting to doubt myself in this artwork, but hope that the rendering process will save this. For the lighting, well, more like the shadows, I tried to do a different approach. I kept it really simple at first. I know the drawing looked pretty a bit boring in the stage, but trust me, once the coloring came in, it looks 10 times better. To fix the awkwardness, I started to add the coloring filters. I went with the warm and cool autumn palette. When I mean a warm and cool autumn palette, I meant like the lighter colors are the warm colors and the darker colors are the cool colors. Well, to make it short, it's basically just orange and blues. This instantly gave the piece more life. Remember, coloring completely changed the whole vibe of the artwork. Then it was on to the rendering, just outlining, blending, and redefining every little thing. I especially enjoy rendering the face with a soft, sad expression, kind of like a thinking, concerned look that I thought would fit best for this OC. The eyes were definitely my favorite part in this one. To make the face feel more alive, I added this blush, color accent, and extra shadows, and hatching details. The little touch-up process was super satisfying. Once the main piece was done, it was time to decorate. Since I didn't want to plan on drawing a whole background, I went with graphic designing instead. Placing different images that I got off on Pinterest and rearranging them until everything looks balanced and proportional. This part was tricky because I kept on second guessing myself and made a bunch of choices and tried to do some trial and error moment, but got there in the end. And now the best part. Well, sort of, because this clickbait chibi was very awful. I won't lie. At first, I planned out it would be in the pocket with a funny expression, but honestly, it ended up looking terribly weird. Point out, I didn't really like the eyes too much. I really wanted to make it derpy, but it ended up looking kind of uncanny. Like, it looked really tired and wrinkly. Not at all what I picture exactly, but hey, I'm not redoing it. That's the point of clickbaiting, drawing something really ugly or terrifying or anything, then clicking on it with a super good drawing. And that's a part of the charm. And with that, here are the final results. And that's all for today's fun video. Here are the 3 artworks. Let me know if you enjoy these trolling style videos and want to see more, as I know that my popular videos are those. And don't worry, this isn't the last art fight video. I got one more big, huge one coming soon, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So keep an eye out for that. But nevertheless, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something or at least had a good laugh. Until next time, goobers. Bye-bye. Wow guys. Oh guys, another fan art showcase is here. And for those who stick into the very end, the special word to comment is blueberrylicious. This will be also the final art fight showcase other than my persona. We are also so close to wrapping art fight in the next video, which is going to be pretty wild. I received over 90 attacks this year and I honestly can't believe it. I can't explain it, but thank you so much to everyone for your amazing artworks. I really love seeing all your unique style and how you interpret my characters with your creativity. It really amazed me, so thank you. So stay cool, stay positive, and bye!